Hey guys, today I have obtained some what I believe are the first images of the 2024 Hyundai Kona in its US spec here testing in the United States. So let's not waste your time and take a first look. So I want to give a huge thanks to a friend of mine down in Florida for providing me with these exclusive images that he captured. So huge thanks to him for providing these images. Like I said, I believe these are some of the first real world pictures of a US spec 2024 Kona that was actually found testing here in the United States. And it appears from the images that this is very close to the final production version. So the vehicle seen in these pictures actually appears to be a base model Kona, which is actually interesting that they're testing a base model. And I say that this is a base model, or assume that's going to be a base model, because it has all the typical styling cues that a Kona SE, Sonata SE, Venue SE, stuff like that would have. So this has no tinted rear windows, it has the smaller alloy wheels, doesn't have any roof side rails or anything like that, which again, it follows the typical Hyundai's trim structure of being an entry-level model. But with that said, there are some key upgrades that I see from the exterior as well as the interior that is nice to see on an entry-level base model. Now take a look at the exterior of the vehicle. We can see that this shares the exact same design language of that of the 2024 model that was recently shown to some press and journalists overseas. So the new design, as we can see from the exterior, is very different from what Hyundai has done in recent times with their vehicles. And kind of the most prominent element of this is the daytime running lights, both in the front as well as the back, that span across the entire width of the vehicle. We can see that the headlamp and tail lamp assemblies are also pushed near the edges of the vehicle. That basically mounts them on the widest point or puts them as far apart as possible. But overall, you can see the design language does have a hint of some of the recent vehicles such as the Hyundai Elantra, the Tucson, with the more triangular shapes, not only in the door panel but also the front bumper design. But overall, it is quite a departure from what Hyundai has shown in most of their recent vehicles. In discussing some of the physical dimensions of this next generation Kona, the vehicle itself is about 6.9 inches longer than that of the current generation. It's 2.4 inches longer of a wheelbase, so that should translate into much more rear seat legroom, more interior cargo carrying capacity, and just overall volume inside, which I think the Kona will benefit from greatly, as it is only about the same size on the inside as the current Venue. So this should make it noticeably bigger than the current Hyundai Venue. It's also 1 inch wider in design and about 0.8 inches taller. I don't know if that includes the roof racks. These are all overseas specifications at the moment. But overall, it is just a physically larger vehicle and should fit better within the class of vehicles, at least some of the new ones coming out here very shortly, including the Chevy Trax. So nice to see that Hyundai has made this just a little bit bigger for better usability. The amount of plastic on the exterior is also quite a lot, at least that stands out to me personally. We can see both by the front, the side, as well as the rear of the vehicle that this entry-level model has a lot of the matte black textured plastic that you see on most SUVs these days, which is a little bit unfortunate. But if we go by some of the overseas pictures as well as what Hyundai has done in the prior generations of the Kona, we will know that there will be an option to get this paint matched to the body color, at least in the N-line or maybe the EV trims. We'll just have to wait and see until Hyundai releases that information. But at least the base models or most of the trim lineups will probably come with this matte black plastic. But now to take a look at some of the features and options that I was able to see via these images that hopefully will make it to the full production model here in the Kona lineup, especially being a standard feature on the SE trim level. So easy ones to spot are the alloy wheels on the outside. I assume these are going to be 16 or 17 inch in diameter, so pretty standard stuff for Hyundai. We can see at the front end it has projector LED headlights, and I can confirm these are LEDs given the fact that we do have a picture of the vehicle with the running lights and the exterior lights on, albeit it was a little bit far away and a little bit grainy, but it does confirm that there are projector LED headlamps, which is huge to me to have standard LED lighting at the front. As of course, like I mentioned, the LED daytime running lights that span across the front and the back. Again, we do have a rear end shot that shows the full width LED running light, which is very prominent. And it also shows that the brake lights are going to be mounted lower on the rear bumper. And it's kind of hard to distinguish whether these are the bulb type or they are LED, but I would venture to guess that the corner lights on the bottoms of the bumper are going to be bulb type incandescent lights. At the front of the vehicle, once again, you can see just below the license plate mount, there is a little panel that typically indicates adaptive or smart cruise control functionality, as the radar sits directly behind that in the grille. So if this is truly standard across every Kona, such as it is on the Tucson and some other Hyundai vehicles, I think this is a huge upgrade and definitely makes this one of the most technologically packed B SUV segment vehicles currently on the market. And lastly, from the side profile of the SUV, you can see on the driver's side as well as the front passenger side door handles a little black dot, which indicates that it will have the standard proximity entry from Hyundai. That is not the digital key that you can use your smartphone with, but it is the standard proximity entry, which again is plenty fine for a base model that should be in the mid $20,000 price point. Looking at the steering wheel, again, this does confirm that it will have probably lane follow assist as well as adaptive cruise control on the left-hand side. You can see that the screens or the infotainment system is under one piece of glass or all connected together. And I assume these are going to be 12.3-inch screens like seen on the overseas versions. However, manufacturers can hide smaller screens with larger bezels under the black plastic, so we can't confirm that it is going to be the full 12.3-inch screen, but we can confirm that it is going to be a digital screen or what appears to be a fully digital instrument cluster and infotainment system. Going to the passenger side, we can see directly below the screen lots of shortcut volume and tune knobs, which is nice to see some more hard touch buttons inside. It does have manual climate control knobs below those shortcut radio buttons. So again, this is expected for an entry-level SE trim level, but this particular unit did have manual climate controls. Looking at the center console, you can see there's actually a traditional shifter, unlike the push-button gear selection found on the overseas versions, such as the EV. And I believe the N-Line versions over there also had the gear selection either on the steering column or mounted as push buttons in the center console. But we can see here in this US version, it's definitely going to be a traditional shifter, which could be just for the North American market. And overall, it just looks like the center console itself is a little bit more closed in, not as wide open as that of the vehicles shown overseas. But overall, this fits in line with what Hyundai has done in a lot of their other vehicles, so it is not surprising. But that is pretty much all we can tell at the moment from these kind of grainy pictures. But once again, I appreciate the effort by my friend down in Florida for capturing these images. This next generation Kona is based on an EV platform. However, it will offer both full electric, hybrid versions as well as gas-only versions, which I believe that this vehicle is a gas-only version given there's no charge port at the front end. You can see some radiator or cooling down below on the front bumper, and of course it has the traditional location of the gas filler cap on the driver's side of the vehicle. So I definitely believe that this is going to be a gasoline powered version. Now, if we take a look at pricing for the current generation Kona, it costs just over $23,000, including destination for front wheel drive. Now, I assume this next generation will offer all wheel drive capabilities as well. But from this, we don't know. There's no badging at the rear of the vehicle to indicate that this was all-wheel drive. So we have to assume that this is going to be a front-wheel drive version of the Kona. So if we look at the entry-level starting price once again, I would believe this to be come in anywhere between the same price as the current one, if not just a little bit more with the extra technology added to the vehicle. So if we say it comes in just under $25,000 including destination, I think this is still going to be a very good value for anybody that is interested in this segment of SUV, considering the extra technology that Hyundai has included here on this vehicle. But anyways, I'll be interested to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below, what you guys think of this first look at the 2024 Kona in what appears to be the US spec, as we can tell by the amber reflectors in the front headlight assembly. So make sure you guys let me know what you guys think. Is this going to be a good value? Do you guys like the exterior design language of this next generation? So I'm interested to see the final version or the final release with all the information here shortly. I believe this vehicle might be revealed at the 2023 New York Auto Show next month. Don't quote me on that, I'm not for sure, but I believe I've heard some people mention that that is going to happen there. So be on the lookout here in the next month or so for more information on the upcoming 2024 Hyundai Kona. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for future content here on the 2024 Kona and other Hyundai and GM product content, and make sure to check out some other videos I have available here on the channel, including the upcoming 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 6, which should be arriving at dealerships in the next month to 6 weeks, given that they have been allocated at least the first round in the select states that they are sold in. So be on the lookout for that too. I'm pretty excited for that. And of course, there is some new GM stuff coming here very shortly as well. So very excited for the upcoming vehicles this year. Hopefully you guys are too. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comment section below once again, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.